government music. Check it. But I got things to do. People got things to say.
Okay, so first of all, I want to ask you about your last album, White Man's Burden. How long did it take you to record it, to finalize it?
I started working on it almost right after the Long Distance Runner album.
Okay, that was 2004?
Yeah. So I actually started recording it before we started recording the Fourth Europa album, the Loop Troops. The first song on the album, Up, that was the first song I did.
And it was snowing. It was 3 feet of snow.
It was snow outside,
Okay.
yeah. So it must have been at the beginning of 2004. I think.
Okay.
Maybe even before The Long Distance Runner came out. I'm not sure, but somewhere around there. And then we started working on the Loop Troop album, so I took a little break. And I had the idea that Fourth Europa would be named White Man's Burden.
Okay.
But the other Loop Troop guys didn't like the title. But I really liked it, so I said, okay, I'll keep the title for myself for next solo album. Because when I recorded Up, I didn't know I was going to make a new solo album. I just recorded the song. And then when they said, no, let's name the album Fourth Europa, that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to have a new album called White Man's Burden for myself. And I continued a little bit on the side when we were doing Loop Troop, but mostly then when we started touring on Loop Troop, then I started really recording more. And then after, like the last shows we did in 2005, they were in the USA. After that, I recorded in Jamaica.
With Capleton.
Yeah, Capleton, Assassin, and David.
Okay, so what were you meaning by Fourth Europa? What is this title about?
It's about building a wall around Europe, and not even all of Europe, even though Bulgaria and Romania is about to come into the Union. You know, it's still like some kind of invisible wall around the rich countries. And even though people get let in, like, I mean, Sweden have a lot of immigrants, for example.
Yes, I know.
But even though they're let inside the country, it's still like some kind of wall that you can't get over. It's more of a cultural or a social wall. You can't get a job, maybe, or people look at you strange, don't trust you, or whatever. And I think it's really about racism and about an unequal world. And the fourth is like a symbol of
defense.
Some European values that we need, and we need to protect ourselves against Africa or Asia or whatever.
Okay, so is there any track on this new album, The White Man's Burden, that can define best your album?
I mean, the title track is trying to really explain what I mean.
Yes.
So that's the song White Man's Burden, and even other songs too, like Long Sleeves in the Summer, is more of the effects of what I think that, because my idea about the White Man's Burden is that, the original expression comes from a Kipling poem.
Okay.
And it was written in the colonial days when Europe was owning almost all of the world. And Kipling wrote this poem to justify the colonialism and justify how we went to Africa and America and just killed people and said, this is the religion you should be a Christian or whatever, and now we're gonna take your money or use you as slaves. And so that's the origin of the white man's burden expression.
The concept.
Yeah, but my concept for the album is that, because he said that, okay, our burden is to teach everybody.
Okay. To spread knowledge.
Yeah, to spread the religion or spread we're superior.
Okay.
So we're gonna teach everybody. And my concept is that the real burden is this lie that we are superior, because it makes us do all these things to the world that makes the world look so evil and ugly like it is now. And long sleeves in the summer, for example, is one of the effects of a young person in a country like Sweden, like a young girl maybe, and she can't take the lie anymore. It's too much for her, so she starts blaming herself maybe, and cutting her arms and just stuff like that.
Okay.
So it also defines the meaning of the album, but more from another side.
Perspective.
Yeah.
What makes this album different from your others?
The sound is a little different. I think it's more electronic maybe. I've worked with MB and Large, who I worked with before. But I've also worked with a new producer called Jimmy LeDrac. And he has a different style, a little more electronic maybe. So I think the sound is a little bit different. And what I talk about is really along the same lines that I've been talking about in earlier songs. But maybe from a personal view, and trying to really see where I fit in this world, trying to find my own identity. Because when I grew up as a little kid, I didn't want to be like the old white men with suits and ties who, I felt like they represented evil. So I started listening to hip hop, and I wanted to be something like that, I wanted to be a gangster or whatever. And then I grew up some more, and I thought, no, I don't want to be that either. I don't want to be any of these people. Who am I? So the album is a lot about trying to find that out.